ain't talking like that. You gotta talk. At some point, I snapped out of it. I was ashamed. He took my friends. I have no family here. I'll never let nobody take that from me. The last time he lost his mind, he took my clothes, threw it into the street. I said, no, not today. My name is on that lease. I signed it. He got all up in my face, put his chest all up. I said, don't get in my face. He swung. I caught his ass real good. He on the floor saying, my face, look what you did. I said, get your ass up, call the ambulance. I'm not taking you. The cops came because the neighbors upstairs called. You know, they heard the fighting and they were concerned for me. I said, if you take me in, you better take him too. And when we got there, the judge asked why he was the one who looked beat up. I said, psh, because I bob and weave. The hood ain't for nothing. Before you move on, the universe is going to send the same man back to make sure you learn the lesson and you'll be transformed. The lesson, I ain't never lost my faith. Don't you step on the next sister. You see her down, you pick her up. That's your daughter. Y'all look like sisters. Y'all sisters, I love you. It's that love that extracted you from that situation. Mothers know the cockroaches are dying when we come through. This is a survival thing. Up here, it's a whole different story. You so graceful. You so young and so graceful. When the queens come to town, it shuts down. And I thought I lost my faith.
When did love become the reason to stay? How long has it been since you danced with your eyes closed? Did you know the welt marks on your legs or the glyphs of a Mayan prayer? When did hickeys and slap marks begin to feel the same? When did short breaths of broken ribs become tolerable? Do teeth stained Jolly Rancher blood red taste better than Skittles? Has he always loved you into submission? When did fear talk freedom into leaving? Did you know that shame makes for poor armor? Did you know the patches of your missing hair resemble dream catchers? Do you know the welt marks on your arms are the verses of the Lord's Prayer? Have you been told that snapping bones sound like fireworks to children in the womb? Have you been told salvation and silence can coexist? Has your skin ever known anything but defense? Have your ears ever heard anything but sirens? How long has it been since you spoke without mumbling? Do you know the welt marks on your back have taken the form of wings outstretched for flight? Do you know joy still sits patiently on the outline of your lips when you smile? Do you know Yoruba prayers whispered over honey can remove scars? When will laughter replace the emptiness? When will strength remove the restraints? When will revolution make your spine stand erect and shoulders pull back? When will desire ripen into action? When will your voice grow rich with war cry? When will rebellion live in your chest again? When will love become the reason to leave?
When I turned 17, I got a little bit of freedom. It was very short-lived, that freedom. I started going to dances with other girls from school and to the beach. And one time on my way to the beach, I saw him and he convinced me to leave my friends and hang out with him. The second time we went to the same place at the beach, I let him kiss me. It was my first kiss. We kept going to the same spot, secluded, lots of trees, there was no one around, and I let him put his hand down there. I was excited and I liked it, but I was so ashamed and I ran home. The next time I saw him, he looked really serious. He said, we had to get married because I let him touch me. What'd your parents say? I was scared, I didn't know what to do. I always asked my mother what to do. But this time I couldn't ask her, so I asked him. You should marry me, I already have a house and a good construction job. It was like asking a slave master if I should keep being a slave.
There's a mystery in the role that black women played in the shape of U.S. history, which is the reason why I wrote this piece, is in honor of their hard work and integrity. The hardest part of being a spoken word artist is agitating the masses. My words are not intended to give social passes because hard work discourages welfare. MTA has nothing on Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad. She sacrificed her own life to free over 300 slaves in the middle of the night. Further north, a sister less fortunate, and even illiterate, spoke the truth. In 1843, she stirred the masses up to look emancipation and reform straight in the eye. True New Yorker's boys who had so much strength, power, and might. She didn't only advocate for blacks, but for all women's rights. She may not have known how to read or write, but her spoken word had very deep roots. After religious experience, she changed her name to Sojourner Truth. I get vexed when I hear my peers say I don't care, because the truth of her words was spoken without compromise or fear. From the holes of the slave ships, to the holes of the ghettos in the Bronx to Compton, women were on the forefront of the black struggle. This would be the reason why Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, why Maya Angelou's poetry runs so deep, how Dr. Betty Shabazz could live under constant threat to death, or how Coretta Scott King refused for her husband's dreams to be discredited by J. Edgar Hoover's wiretaps for the U.S. government. But in most cases, as it pertains to young black women today in shaping or reshaping history, I'll be the first to admit that this is a mystery. If black women today were fractions, I guess they would be reduced to their lowest terms. History shouldn't be a mystery. We need to study real history and not his story. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind being touched with love and kindness. I would know that all fathers kiss their daughters. And even though he wasn't mine, he was the closest I had. But his hands, I was certain shouldn't go there. Should not be in my underwear. Why was he pulling on my hair? That was the last time I ever daydreamed. I remember it so vividly. There I was, Alex. But my wonderland had been laid to waste. Every plant was now potted, every tree had been contained, my wilderness had been tamed. And I remember running through the muddy waters with muddy waters echoing loudly, echoing my screams. My white dress stained red, but there was no queen. Only roses dripping blood, having set themselves free to climb vines and warn over their lost trees. Without their shade, the light became blinded, and I awoke momentarily to them choking me. And then I was down on my knees. Alice scrambling through the rabbit hole, attempting to bite through the grass curtain, but the roots just kept growing. I could taste their seed. And then the darkness took me.
A woman should, a woman can, this woman will not want! Where have you been? You've been with another woman, haven't you? Haven't you answered me? Mommy. Mommy, help me. ¿Qué? No, pero yo te digo que ese tipo no lo mato. What happened? Tell me what did he? What did you do? I've told you time and time again, Maria. You must not push a man to his limits and expect him not to react. It is his nature. Things have been this way for years, mija. During Trujillo's time, they killed pretty little things like you for speaking out of turn. This is a mountain that is impossible to climb. People have been climbing mountains even before Trujillo was born. So I will climb with my 2 baby girls. I will climb until their minds make a home out of this mountain so that they will never forget that they have always been on top of the world. Goodbye, Mother.
Phenomenal woman. That's me.
Yes.
Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. Ow.
I don't shout or jump around or have to talk real loud.
When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say,
It's the click of my heels,
the bend of my hair,
The palm of my hand.
the need of my care.
Phenomenally.
Phenomenal woman.